year of our Lord 2026. Let's stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you all for coming this evening. May we have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Mandy DeWitt. Here. Councilmember Rick Robbins.
Here.
Councilmember Raymond Clymer.
Here.
Councilmember Kayla Callahan is excused.
All right, thank you. So let's get started. May we have approval of the minutes for April 8th of 2026?
I vote to approve the minutes for April of 2026.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion is carried. Thank you. May we have approval of the amended budget report for February of 2026?
I move to approve the amended budget report dated February 2026. I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried. Thank you. So may we have an approval of the treasurer's report for March of 2026?
I move to accept the treasurer's report of 2026.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried. Thank you. So now may we have an approval for budget report for March of 2026?
I move to approve the budget report dated March 2026.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. All right, let's move on to communications. Email from Wyoming Gaming Commission. Council received all of this in their packets. If anyone's interested, you can come to the town hall and look at it. Let's move on to petitions, memorials, and complaints. We have a zoning permit for Guy Chapman, 143 Stock Street, a carport. May we have a motion?
I'll move to accept it.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion on this? All in favor?
There is a discussion.
Okay,
So I talked with Dan on this, and after looking at this and reading the write-up that zoning planning had, it doesn't really clarify which direction this is and why. The issue that we have in this one is there is no, and let me know if I'm wrong there, there's no 5-foot standoff between the carport and the property line, between the two properties.
So the ordinance, for building permits says it has to be 1 foot from property line because of your neighbors, or because of the alley access. So that's why that's in place. We've had other individuals ask about carports and needed variances. So does this need a variance?
Supposed to be 5 feet from building to property line on either side. And what we kind of went off of is when we had the candidate meeting, when Guy popped off and he said that last 4 years, none of the rules and stuff had been followed.
Hang on, that's
So we kind of had a dilemma on that because it stated, should be on that. Last time it was done for them was back in 2020 when Paula wanted a garage or a shed. But I don't remember when all the rules and regulations, the new ones all went into effect. Was it before that or after that?
Would it have been with the codification process?
Yep.
So that would have been 4 or 5 years ago. Isn't it 21?
So it would have been after the 2020.
Thoughts, guys?
Excuse me?
Thoughts?
The only plus side is they own both properties.
No, not really.
I don't know how that plays in, 'cause at some point, they they could sell one, and then that would have been a bigger issue.
I'm just gonna say it isn't showing all 5 foot, but they own all them property, own the property right next door, so.
And the thing
It
is,
wouldn't be affecting the neighbor's property line at all.
and the thing is, when I called county, they said that it has never went through them for them to zone both properties as one. They are still separate on tax wise. But yes, you are correct, they do own both properties. Guy owns one, his wife owns the other. And then the variance for the alley, since we also do the cosmetic where everything stays in a straight line, we have since then granted that to where they can move it up even with the other buildings next to the alley. I think the last one we did was for Josh Lindsay, when he put in that oil-filled shed from out here.
So,
Is there specific language in your town code now that covers carports?
Yes. Well,
Specifically?
no,
naming
no.
Exactly.
no, it just states 5
County
feet.
has nothing either. They have their anchoring that they require, but there's no rules on carports.
County does have the 5 foot, but they stated that they will go along with the town of Midwest since we have our own town council.
I mean, never mind.
what was zoning and planning's recommendation, Dan?
Kinda like a split vote. Half for, but then the other half was because of what Guy said at the, meet and greet about the rules not being followed. So that's why it's stated on that, left up to city council.
I could see an issue if there was somebody else owned the property next to him, but where it's his wife and they live in the same house, I don't see an issue at all with that at all. That'd be different if it was like aspects of property line or something like that, but where it's his wife owns that house, nobody lives in that house next door right there. So I don't see an issue there at all,
I don't have an
other
issue,
than somebody just trying to stir the pot.
I don't have an issue with it either, but it's what's written in the book.
Well, county's county and Midwest is Midwest.
And like I said, county stated, told me flat out, they will go along with whatever you folks decide. But I don't get the vote in zoning and planning, so, unless it's a tie, and it wasn't.
I don't see a problem with letting them do it myself.
Should we do a motion with the variance? Or, I mean, it doesn't really match what the ordinance says, but. Unless somebody wants to pull out the ordinance on it.
There isn't an ordinance on it.
Structures.
It should be with any buildings being within 5 feet.
But a carport has no definition.
I know it don't.
Carport doesn't define as a building. A carport's not addressed in the town of Midwest, so we've been down this road 5 times historically. And it's been council's discretion because carports, what are they? They're not addressed.
A gray area.
The only thing that was required was sufficient anchoring for county standards, which is not the screw-in tent anchors. It's either cemented in anchors that bolt down, or it's the driven rebar, sucker rod, something with an anchor there that ties in. But that was the county stipulations on how, that they chose to anchor down. That was the last event we had with a carport. Because you recall, we had one across the street that ended up over here because we don't anchor it right. That kind of developed us into going some direction with that, which was no definition, no description, anchor it sufficiently by county standards. That's where we've gone in the past, but there's no language that covers it.
And you gave variances to other people in the community also.
I have no real issue with it, I just think that a variance would cover any questions that might arise. And be fair.
We need to vote?
Yes. We've had a motion, we've had the second motion also, and now we're waiting on the discussion.
I think we're ready.
Call for a vote?
Yes?
I'm gonna recluse myself from this one, just due to the transition period right now.
I'm in favor of approving the zoning permit for Guy Chapman at 143 Stock Street.
I'll second it.
All right, any other discussion on this? All in favor? Any opposed? All right, motion is carried. All right, thank you. Let's move on to officers' report. Do we have a maintenance report this evening?
We do, it was provided to you a little late this afternoon. Not anything real substantial there. Probably one of the main items, two main items, BLM was out this week and they'll be out again next week doing the survey for Moses Field, working on the patent to deed that land over to Midwest. So that ball's moving forward, which is good. The water line project is concluded. They should have gotten done. I did not read the daily report today, it just came in, but they should have got concluded today with installation of the last couple manholes and seeding, spreading of erosion control straw. So that should be done. The only thing we have is probably a week's worth of work on our end to fully abandon the old water line. It's abandoned in place, the line stays, but we're gonna fill each valve riser with dirt so it can't be mistaken on which valves work, which open, which close, which ones used. It'll be out of service, it'll be filled with dirt. Remove a fire hydrant, do a little bit of cosmetic work on that old line, get some hazards removed from there. But hopefully we get that done by the end of the summer. Scheduling's a little tough, but we'll work our way through that. Other than that, just the stuff that was listed on the report itself. If you have any questions, I'm glad to answer them.
Good. Anybody have any questions for Jamie? Okay, thank you, Jamie. We have a clerk's report this evening.
You do. So you guys received a copy of the Blue Cross Blue Shield paperwork in your packets. The employee insurance will increase 10%, for medical 2%, for vision 3%, and for dental. Historically, the council has approved Plan 1 with a $500 deductible for medical, dental, and vision. If the council decides to change the deductible, we will lose our grandfather status. I do have the numbers for the insurance in the budget. I will need a motion on how the council wants to proceed. The paperwork was due back to the WAM JPIC office by May 8th. I did reach out to the council for their opinions. With that said, all I need at this time is a motion to accept the Blue Cross Blue Shield Plan 1 with a $500 deductible for medical, dental, and vision.
I move to accept all that. Let's accept the Blue Cross Blue Shield Plan 1 with $500 deductible for medical, dental, and vision.
Second?
Okay, is there any other discussion on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Right, motion is carried, thank you.
And then just an FYI for the council, Big D has received skill-based gaming machines. We need to know if the council is in approval for them to have these machines. At this time, legislation does not require that they ask municipalities. For those of you who may not approve, please keep in mind that town receives monthly funds for these machines to be in there. Huh?
Monthly or quarterly? Not sure.
I think it's every month.
I was just curious.
Okay,
You need a motion for us to accept
I just
that?
need to know if
Cards.
nobody's in disagreement with it.
No, I'd probably get beat up at work if I disagree with it.
From that 6 foot young kid?
Yeah, so I'm gonna exclude myself from disagreeing with it.
They're already in place, Wyoming's already approved it. It's a major hassle to even go through any type of process to what to try to get it changed and on. And plus we're receiving funds, so I'm for it.
People are gonna do whatever they wanna do, whether they have to drive half a mile or 45 miles. So, no choice.
Absolutely. And the last thing I have on my list is we have 5 applicants for the summer supervisor position. Is everyone okay with Jamie setting up and doing interviews, or does the whole council wanna be present and involved with the interviews?
I'm good with Jamie doing it as a supervisor. It's a position that's labor position, which most companies or agencies or towns would put that on there, on that type of person. So I fully support that. If you're willing to, put up with that.
Sure, we can knock him out.
I believe that's fine. I think that flexibility wise for time, working with other commitments, that's probably what would be best.
Coming from a supervisor point of view, I think it's better for Jamie to do it. He's gotta work with them every day, we don't.
Perfect, that's all I have.
All right, thank you. All right, we'll move on to the mayor's report. I have a little something here too. And I would like to congratulate Rick Province for being elected to the mayor position. Congratulations, Rick. And Mandy DeWitt for being reelected as council. Congratulations. And Nancy Peastrack for being elected as council position. And the council will need to decide how they would like to fill the open position due to Rick moving to the mayor's position. And the Edgerton mayor will be the chairman for joint powers for a year starting in June. So the Midwest will need to fill 2 positions. Rick will automatically be co-chairman this year. And at this time, Mandy and Ray are at the Midwest board members. Would you be willing to stay on the board? Meetings are held the 3rd Wednesday of each month at 6:30 p.m.
I'm well with it.
I have no issue with staying on the board.
All right, perfect. So, due to Roberta, well, let's have a motion on this to move to appoint, well, we gotta move on here. Excuse me, so, due to Roberta Smith retiring, I will be, well, and I will not be mayor, the council will need to appoint Rick and Sally to be the Midwest signers on the joint powers bank accounts. So could I get a motion to approve that?
I'll move that we appoint Rick Province and Sally Dickerson to be the Midwest signers on the joint powers bank accounts due to their roles as mayor and clerk.
I'll second it.
All right, any discussion on this? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, motion is carried. Thank you.
Rick recused, I believe.
Excuse me?
Did you recuse?
Yes, yeah, sorry. Got my mouth shut.
Do we have a attorney's report?
No, sir.
Do we have a police code enforcement report?
He's not here this evening, but he said he's been working on getting our sidewalks cleared.
Yes, he did, didn't he? Yeah, he's been busy, he's been good. Thank you for hiring him. Okay, council member report?
I have one. I did meet with, the Ventura County Superintendent, the principal of the school over here, and also their construction analyst, I believe is his title, regarding the pool. So we went over there, we went through the entire pool area, the pool, where they do all the mechanisms, all the piping, everything like that. That pool is in extreme disarray. After looking at it, the construction analyst and the superintendent advised me that it would be at least $5 million to get it fixed, and then to even maintain it would be another $1 million per year. They are taking that information back to their board for options, but one of the options, 99.9% is not, that's never gonna be an active pool again. Sorry to bring the bad news.
It's got the same bad news for 5 years.
Well, I just gonna reiterate.
Yeah, dang it. I'm hoping, yeah, different news.
It's the same news.
There's about 6 inches of mud there, you can swim in that, I guess.
Yeah, dang it.
Okay, any other council report? Okay, let's move on to unfinished business. This is the second reading of the annual budget ordinance 2025-02, an annual appropriations ordinance for the town of Midwest, Wyoming for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2026. May we have a motion?
I move to accept the second reading of the annual budget ordinance 2025-02, an annual appropriations ordinance for the town of Midwest, Wyoming for fiscal year ending June 30th, 2026.
Second.
Any discussion on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion is carried. Thank you. Let's move on to new business. May we have a motion for the vouchers present for payment?
I move to accept the vouchers presented for payment.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carried. The City of Powell's proclamation is an annual professional municipal clerks week. There's a paper up here if anybody's interested in that. May we have a motion to accept the City of Powell's proclamation?
I'll move to accept the City of Powell's proclamation for the annual professional municipal clerks week.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion is carried. Thank you all. All right, thank you everybody for coming on. At this time, we would like to open the floor for any public comment.
I just wanted to know, as we meet the candidates meeting, there was a mention of a grant. And it was, I got the opinion that it was Mayor Sutherland's and Jamie's, you were working on a grant. And I would like to know what the grant was for, why the deadline was missed, and why the other council members didn't know about it.
Well, there was no deadline missed.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was my assumption that I heard, that you had missed the deadline and so you had to work on it some more.
No, we haven't even, we've been talking about it, but we haven't even put in any applications for it with anybody.
What was the grant for?
Yeah, what is the grant for?
No, I'm asking you. I don't know.
I don't know either, that's what I was
We have-
asking about,
It wasn't
was
said.
what is the grant for? I know you had talked about
We've
this.
been talking, we have talked about a grant for a new pump station at, Ormsby Road. That's the only thing I can think of that we've been on the table and talked about in the last year.
We've discussed that at the Joint Powers Board meetings, and it's been discussed here with the council that we have an opportunity to dispense water at a remote location for rural residents of the county
I see.
at a cost that the Joint Powers Board isn't interested in bearing. So Tracy and I had gone down some roads to see what that feasibility looked like for us, and we have a spot on Ormsby Road that would be good, and that's as far as that discussion has gone.
I see.
That also may have been, without watching the video or remember everything correctly what happened, I know there was discussion about, not about a grant per se, but about getting some of, the town employees and officials trained up on some grant writing, techniques that, I know Sally's gonna go to, and I'm also gonna go to that next month. I don't know if it's tied in with that or not. I know that was mentioned there.
I see. Okay.
All right, thank you, Ms. Mayfield. Is there anyone else who would like to have a public comment?
I got one. I'd like to thank the person that finally got the flags up on the flag poles since they've been down for 4 or 5 months. I wanna say thank you for whoever's in charge of that.
All right, thank you, Dan. At this time, may I have a motion for adjournment?
I'll move to adjourn, regular council meeting.
I'll second.
Any discussion on this? All in favor? Any opposed? All right, motion is carried. Thank you, everybody, for coming. This meeting is over.